Is Teach Me Thursday, and I have found a great learning resource for you. It's going to be a bit of a long video, but learning always requires some effort, so let's pay attention. Today's learning resource has come from Traumatized Thriving. You can find them on Instagram, and the subject we're going to talk about today is why protecting white feelings has killed every movement you have ever believed in. Protecting white feelings is one of the most consistent sabotages of justice. Let me explain how it works. So you begin with a movement gains traction, then a momentum builds, and then at some point, whiteness gets uncomfortable. Suddenly the work softens, the truth is censored, the focus shifts from harm done to feelings hurt, and eventually everything slows down or dies. So what does protecting white feelings actually mean? What does it look like? It's when the emotional comfort of white people or white allies becomes more important than telling the truth, naming the harm, taking meaningful action, and protecting those most impacted. When white reactions shape the work, justice becomes impossible. Protecting white feelings isn't just done by white people. White folks frequently do it to each other. However, people of the global majority often do it to survive. This is because white supremacy culture requires it. We were all taught to protect whiteness from discomfort, even when it cost us the truth, our safety, and our collective liberation. When protecting white feelings shapes strategy, movements lose their power. And what does it look like? Demands are diluted, language is softened, trainings are censored, protests are rebranded. This isn't strategy, it's self-surveillance in service of white approval. That's not safety, it's silencing. Protecting white feelings looks like performative leadership with no real change. Let's look at that further. DEI is supportive but stops short when it comes for time for action. Yes, we've seen this all across the board. A panel is hosted but nothing shifts internally. Leadership says, we're not ready for that, when repair is needed now. This is not about readiness. It's about emotional avoidance. It's about inability to sit in emotional discomfort. White feelings shows up when tone matters more than truth. So let's look at some examples of this. That felt harsh. Couldn't you say it more gently? You're so intense, it's hard to hear you. These are not invitations to grow, they're demands to shrink. Tone policing protects white comfort, not collective healing. Protecting white feelings looks like asking for endless education instead of accountability. Can you explain it again? It's not fair unless everyone understands. White people's emotional readiness has become the bar for progress, but the work shouldn't move at the pace of white feelings. It should move at the pace of the harm being inflicted. Protecting white feelings often means clinging to false neutrality. So let's have a look at some examples of those. Let's hear both sides. But when harm is happening, neutrality is not neutral, it's violence. Justice requires clarity, not compromising with oppression. Protecting white feelings centers guilt instead of repair. Oh, this one really hit home. You speak the truth, they cry, they shut down, they leave the room, and somehow now you're left caring for them again. This is not accountability. This is emotional manipulation. Every single time we protect white feelings, something sacred is lost. Black lives, Palestinian lives, indigenous sovereignty, queer safety, movement momentum, radical visions getting watered down into what whiteness can tolerate is not liberation. Don't make me start on how Gandhi is put on a pedestal. This is containment. This stirred anger, guilt, grief, or confusion. You are not alone. I am sure that many of you that have watched this video are feeling extremely triggered. You're probably feeling some kind of anger towards me for making this video. Maybe you're feeling guilty inside because you know that you are complicit in these actions. Maybe you're confused because you're like, why are you attacking us? We're your allies. If that's the case, these feelings, they are all part of the work. They are valid and they are necessary. They are not a sign that you are broken, but a sign that you are alive. So we have some recommendations. You can try this. Put your hand to your chest, inhale deeply and exhale slowly. If breath work doesn't work, try movement or sound. Let discomfort be what it is. Data, not danger. Discomfort is often the first steps towards liberation. So you may be feeling that as a white ally watching this video, or you may be feeling that as a person of color. Either way, that's some great techniques to help you get over some of the facts that we have gone over today. My people from the global majority, we have a few questions that you need to ask yourself. Number one, have you ever stayed quiet to avoid upsetting a white person? Number two, when have I held back the truth to keep things peaceful? Number three, have I ever made myself smaller so I wouldn't be seen as too much? Number four, what parts of me have I hidden to make white people feel more comfortable? Stop. Ask yourself these questions and analyze and sit in your feelings. Protecting white feelings cannot be the compass for justice. We need truth, we need tension, we need disruption, and we need a ton of repair. We need to let the discomfort transform us, not stop us. There you go. Teach Me Thursday. Let's sit in our discomfort and talk about the elephant in the room, the dilution of political movements by black or brown bodies from the global majority being diluted in the need to keep whiteness happy. What can we do as people from the global south about this? And also for our white allies, I would like you to stop, to think, to analyze, to change, to grow, and to decolonize your minds. And maybe, just maybe, we can work together while keeping the focus on the cause, not placating whiteness.